Hello and welcome. In today's demonstration, I'm going to show you how Itential automates Arista EOS software upgrades. We'll start with an overview of our automation. The automation will consist of form input and we'll use our Itential software upgrade prebuilt. The prebuilt consists of file verification, pre-checks, boot marker configuration, reloading and verifying the reload, and then the post checks. We'll go through a live demonstration of the software upgrade and we'll go through some of the audit data that you'll see along the way. That's it for our agenda, so let's jump into the platform. Here we can see the Itential automation platform. We're inside Automation Studio. This is where you build your end-to-end automations. In this workflow here, you'll see two simple tasks. We have a JST for transformations, and we have software upgrade, the Itential prebuilt. The transformation takes our input data and converts it to the data needed for the prebuilt. While we just have the two simple tasks here, what customers do is typically build out their end-to-end automations. They'll add their own business logic, they'll consume other Itential prebuilts, and they'll make that a very robust end-to-end automation. For today's demonstration, we'll just focus on the software upgrade. Let's dive into the prebuilt, the software upgrade EOS. Inside of this prebuilt, we can see the same steps we defined on the slide earlier. We have the file verification, the pre-checks, the setting boot marker configuration, reload, and verification after reload. Finally, after the reload, we'll confirm some post checks and we'll do a pre-post comparison with that manual step at the end. Those particular steps are mostly managed by a series of command templates where we execute operational commands. This is an example of the command template. This is the file verification step. We're running a show version command, another directory command making sure the image exists, and we're doing some rules to validate the responses. We leverage command templates for operational commands as well. Inside of here, we can see the EOS reload. This reload force will trigger the reload to update the image once the boot marker has been set. The setting of the boot marker takes place with this particular template here. This is where we take the variables incoming based on the user input and we apply them with our configuration template to identify the configuration needed to propose and push to the device. Now that we understand how the automation will work, let's go to Configuration Manager so we can pull live configuration from the device. Clicking into EOS and load configuration, I'll be able to do just that. Once the configuration comes back, we'll be able to identify the version of the device. We can see here that it's running Cloud EOS 4.2.4. I'm going to upgrade this to Cloud EOS 4.2.7. We can do that from Operations Manager. This is where we trigger our automations. Triggers can be used and configured from multiple input sources, but for today, we'll use a manual trigger and launch this from Itential. We'll leave the Auto Approve unchecked. That'll allow us to view audit data along the way. We'll select our device, our image for 4.2.7, and we'll select the location where the image will be found. We'll also put in a confirmation to confirm that at the end of the upgrade, the image does reflect 4.2.7. Clicking Run starts the job. This is where we can start seeing how the automation is progressing. If we click into Visualize, we'll get a nice visual view of how the automation looks, very similar to our build view. The difference here is we see actual states and audit data along the way. We can see here, diving into our pre-built, that it's on the file verification step. That's the step outlined in blue. As a reminder, we set auto approve equal to false, therefore we can click into these manual steps. In this particular file verification command template response, we can see the results have all come back green and pass. We can even dive into the audit data by expanding the response at the end of each command. Approving that step will progress the automation into the next task, which are the pre-checks for the device. We can see that by clicking back up on the Visualize step and identifying which task has been outlined in blue. Once the pre-checks come back, we'll go ahead and click to work that task as well. We can very quickly see that these all say pass and are all colored green. That lets us know that the pre-checks have passed their execution and the rules that we set on the command template. We'll move into the next step. This is a configuration change. This is where we actually apply our boot marker and set the configuration to the 4.2.7 image. Clicking Approve on that last step has sent our configuration request into the device. After that step, we move into the reload command template where we apply the reload force. We'll click into Visualize and just confirm where we are within the automation. We are sitting on the step past the reload, which is the verify after reload. Fortunately, I have console access into the device. Doing the reload command does lose management connectivity, but again, since I have the console access, we can view and see what the device is doing. The output is indicating that it has received the image 4.2.7 and is loading that into the operating system. In just moments, we'll see the login appear, which will let us know that the reload has been complete. Back in the Itential automation platform, we'll look at the manual steps and confirm our verify after reload task. Here we can see that the management connectivity has been restored and our command template has passed. I'll mark success and move on to the next step. Following the verification after reload are the post checks. The post checks in our upgrade issue the same commands as the post checks. We're validating to ensure what changed was expected to change. Here we can see that our rules have passed, and that will move on to the next step. The pre-post comparison is our final step in the automation pre-built. Here we can see the results from the pre-checks against the results from the post checks. The minimal view allows us to see just the differences between the pre and the post, which is very handy when you're trying to compare the data. Inside of here, we can see the differences in our OS, and we can see the version has increased from 4.2.4 to 4.2.7. Our automation is completed, so I'll go back into Configuration Manager, pull another live configuration from the device using the management access, and just confirm the version of the OS. Here we can see the version and the boot marker are set to 4.2.7. That concludes today's demonstration. Thanks for watching.